Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the daily update of 1000 days challenge. This is day 708, so let's get things started. Alright, so first and foremost, balance remains the same. Like what I mentioned, I'm not in any trade, both experimental and also my main trading account setup. But if you look at the S&P 500 for the weekly update wise, we do form a very nice green bullish candlestick. So that's the very first good sign that we could have a short-term momentum in, and it could have a much stronger kind of a relief rally. We're going to bear rally in that sense. The question is how far will we go? That will determine whether will this relief rally transit to a full-fledged rally in that sense. But of course, sentiment in the market is still definitely leaning towards the bearish side, especially if the inflation news and stuff. But bearing in mind that at the end of the day, I'm still more of a price action trader itself, and I lean towards more that looking what price tells me rather than just what the news is telling me as well. So news-wise, definitely I still lean towards bearish sentiment. But if you look in terms of purely in terms of price-wise, we could still have a very strong kind of rebound. And the question is how far will we rebound, and that will determine whether would it be more likely for any room for any sort of consolidated retracement to form a nicer base before it could potentially continue towards the upside in that particular scenario. All right, and for the China market itself, looking in terms of the weekly chart itself, we do see that we actually climbed quite extensively for the past 5-6 weeks, a little more than that. So you can see we're forming green candlestick, and even for red candlestick itself, we didn't form a low in the sense. In fact, this to me is not exactly a red candlestick or bearish in nature simply because it opens higher, it closed higher than the previous week. But of course, the opening and closing of the week itself is inverted in that sense. So overall, you can see that generally on the trend-wise, ASH has been climbing rather rapidly in that sense. So I do think that any sort of retracement, even to this $32 region or slightly below, could potentially be a healthier sign instead of just climbing all the way through, which without a doubt could prove to be more like a key resistance. When we do pull back, you'll be a much more stronger pullback in that sense. So in terms of the KWAP itself, we can see a similar price action itself, but we are very nicely consolidating right above the 20 exponential moving average on the weekly chart, which I mentioned is a very good sign. If we do consolidate over here and we do break out over here, you'll form a very good solid base, especially when the 20 exponential moving average is now flatlining itself. So these two combination of that shows that there's signs of accumulation over here. So if we do actually break above, that'll be a great sign. But if we do break below Y, definitely we could still see a much more further bearish continuation pattern. All right, and then finally for Bitcoin itself, we definitely did close above the 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart, which is a very first good sign. And then after that, yesterday we also did manage to close above it. And we have a sort of weekly test over here, so not necessarily a bad thing. But bearing in mind that this candlestick itself, along with the volume, does lean towards a bearish momentum or sentiment in that sense, because it's a very clear inverted red hammer candlestick itself, especially the longer wick towards the upside. And then we close barely within the range of this region itself. We definitely do want to open, close higher than this, which is at 21.8K. So definitely a safe zone would be above 22K itself to be considered safe in my opinion, to show that there is signs of actually bullish momentum. But of course, right now it's going to be the weekend, so volume tends to be a little bit thinner in that sense. So let's see how things goes. Things will be a little bit more choppy. If things start to be choppy, even on a shorter time frame wise, then definitely I'll be refraining from day trading as well. All right, otherwise, with that said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop by your comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.